I'm gonna tell you 7 ways you're killing your chance of financial freedom, and I would bet that you, yes you, are definitely guilty of number 5 and you don't even know it. But my challenge is to not just tell you these things you're doing to kill your chance of financial freedom, but to also give you an action step to get yourself moving in the right direction. And here's my prediction. You won't want to do it. These action steps won't be hard, but they will move you out of your comfort zone and into the fear zone. But you don't have to stay there. After the comfort zone comes fear, comes learning, and comes growth. And that, my friend, is the journey that we've all got to take. So whether you're pursuing financial freedom through real estate investing like I am, you own your own business, or you work a job, we're all on this journey together, and it starts right now by staying until the end of this video. Are you down? First, I have a question for you. How much money does it cost you to live? Weird way to phrase that, I know, but over the last 6 months, do you know how much money you've spent? And not just like some round figures like, well, my rent is $1,500 and I spend a couple hundred on groceries. I mean like down to the penny, do you know what it costs you to stay alive living the lifestyle that you currently have? And this is the first thing killing our chance at financial freedom, which is not actually having a financial freedom number. And most people think that number is whatever your job pays you, and that's not it. Because of the use of credit cards and living paycheck to paycheck, you might actually be spending more than you make. And if you're looking to achieve financial freedom and leave your job, things are actually gonna get a little bit more expensive because right now in your paycheck, they're probably already taking out things like your Social Security tax and you're not paying self-employment tax, or maybe even healthcare is covered partially by your employer. Many people think that if their side hustle or their investments can replace the income from their job, they can quit and be golden. But by using credit cards and living paycheck to paycheck, you might actually be spending more money than you make. And once you leave your job, there's probably additional expenses you're gonna incur, like self-employment tax, Social Security, and healthcare. So here's your action step. Download an app like Mint or You Need a Budget and put in the credit or debit cards that you use on absolutely all of your expenses. And for the next 3 months, don't use cash. Only use those cards that are connected to your budget tracking app and figure out how much money are you actually spending on a monthly basis. And if you want a bonus to take it a step further, look at your paycheck and figure out what they're taking out for Social Security and taxes, et cetera, and add that to your financial freedom number so that when you leave your job, you truly know you can support your lifestyle and all the expenses that come with it. Mistake number 2 that you're probably making is not paying yourself first. You are the biggest investment you'll ever make, but oftentimes we get paid and we pay for the things that we need to, like our rent and food. And then we pay for the things that we want to, like eating out or new shoes or whatever. And if there's stuff left over, then maybe we'll save. And this is backwards. Every time you get paid, before you pay anyone else, even if it's just $50, pay that to yourself and put it in a separate account. This way, each month, you're automatically putting your financial security first. And there was an article that came out at the beginning of this year that said 56% of Americans can't afford a $1,000 emergency. And that's a scary place to be. So your action step is to set up another account and automatically, if you get paid on the first, automatically on the second, have a bank draft that goes from that first account to the second one, and then don't touch it. And if you want a bonus, make sure you don't have a debit card connected to that savings account. You don't have a checkbook. It's not electronically connected to any accounts. If you want to take money out of that savings account, make it so that you physically have to go to the bank to do it so that you have a ton of time to think about that decision and really value that nest egg that you're building. The third problem is that you watch too much YouTube.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So I love YouTube, obviously, but sometimes I use YouTube as a tool and other times I use it as a crutch. If I'm watching YouTube on my laptop and taking notes, then great. Or if I'm listening to a podcast in the car rather than music and exploring new business ideas and really thinking about it, then great. But I do admit, a lot of times I'm watching YouTube pretty much just watching somebody else be productive as a way to procrastinate on me actually being productive. Or I'm stuck in analysis paralysis and I feel like I just don't know enough about this subject, and so I'm just watching. and it never ends. I talked to my friend and Airbnb investor, Tony Robinson, and he talked about giving himself a very specific amount of time to get his first deal done.
I would say it's about an 18-month journey from the day that I said I want to be a real estate investor, like seriously said that, until I closed in that first deal. So it was, watching YouTube videos, listening to podcasts, listening to audiobooks, going to meetups, just meeting as many people as I could, getting active on forums and Facebook groups, and just absorbing as much information as I could, asking good questions to people who had already done this before me. And so I got to that point. I said, okay, I need to finally pull the trigger, because it's so easy to get stuck in analysis paralysis. And I was acutely aware of that. So I wanted to make sure that once I felt I had the knowledge, that I knew it was time to take action.
So here's your action step. If you truly feel like you don't understand the core of what you need to, like you're not sure how the cash out refinance works on a BRRRR deal, or you don't know how to analyze deals to come up with an offer price, then you're in learn mode, and that's fine. But instead of only consuming YouTube, consume books, because that type of long form content is gonna give you an A to Z answer about a specific subject. And I've got some great book recommendations linked down below. And using books, long form content is gonna help you learn not just faster, but in a more organized fashion, so that you're not bouncing around from multiple different YouTube videos trying to piece all the information together. If you do feel like you have that core knowledge that you need and you're interested in real estate and wholesaling specifically, check out the free 10-step business plan I've got linked in the description below. Once you get that, it'll also sign you up for a free 5-day email course that'll walk you through the action steps you need to take to customize that business plan for yourself and start taking action. All right, capiche? Kaposh. The fourth mistake you're probably making is not finding your tribe. Not everyone is interested in investing and financial freedom, and that's okay. But it might mean that you just don't get to talk to your family members and friends about it and keep each other motivated. I've got another friend named Ben who wholesales and flips houses in Houston, and he talked about what he did when he was struggling to stay motivated at the start of his investing journey.
After I got that first deal, I still didn't even hit the ground hard running after that. It was just random. I would scroll on BiggerPockets, get motivated for a week, and then put it down and back to just going to work, 9 to 5. And once I met my partner, we realized we were at the same points in our lives. He was married, I was married, both had kids, and we needed money, so we put our heads together. And I don't know, it's crazy how we just meshed so well, because we're completely different individuals. But it just works out. And ever since then, we've been consistently marketing and just getting things going.
So how you find a tribe? Well, here's your action step. You are going to scour the internet for like-minded people and then start conversations with them. You can find meetups in your area for other investors on places like Facebook, meetup.com, and on biggerpockets.com, which actually has forums dedicated to many different markets. I've posted before about the mastermind group I'm a part of, and I always get questions asking like, how can I join, or what's the best mastermind to join? And to be honest, my mastermind is not some fancy pay to get in program. It is legitimately a couple of investors, myself included, who are at similar areas in our career, committing to each other that we're gonna show up on a Zoom call for once a week. And that's it. And we do it, and we talk about our goals and what we're struggling with, and it keeps us motivated. You can find your tribe and do the exact same thing. All right, it's time for number 5. I need you to comment this emoji if you're guilty of this. You are killing your chances of financial freedom if you are not actively looking for ways to lose money. Stick with me here. There's 2 ways to lose money in the pursuit of financial freedom. You can pay someone to mentor you, or buy a tool or software or a book. That is technically losing money. You're spending it. I posted this video going over all of the tools, free and paid, that I use within my real estate business, and I even specified the ones that I used at the very beginning to get my first deal. Now, many people are reluctant to lose or spend money in this way. It might be because they just think they don't have enough money to get started, or they think that any coaching program is a scam, or whatever they learn is not gonna be good enough and they're not gonna find success afterwards. So that's the first way. The second way that you can lose money is by trying to invest it and failing. My guy JT Hustles shared with me recently that for his very first deal, he went in ready to lose it.
They were saying 22 acres and nobody was really bidding. And I was like,
man, okay, I'll gamble $1,200 to see if y'all gonna actually let me win it. So I actually won the bid at the tax sale auction. Unfortunately, it got redeemed, but it was still my very first deal, and I liked it because I got my money back. I got the little $1,200 back, plus I got 12% interest. So I said, well, this still beats me leaving the $1,200 in my checking account. So that was my very first deal. We all thought that retirement age was 65. So I said, well, I could quit my job at 24. I could try everything that I think is cool that might work till I'm age 30. That's 6 years of me just scratching every itch in real estate, stock investing, entrepreneurship, whatever that thing is that I think is going to make me a lot of money. I could be completely wrong for 6 years, go get a regular plant job or Walmart job or wherever, like all my buddies was doing at the time. Not a knock to anybody that works in a factory or at Walmart, but that's what my friends was doing at the time. And I could work there for 35 years. I will be 65, the same age as them, and we'll be, I'll be able to retire. The only difference will be that I won't have that regret.
Like, what's crazy is that most tax auctions won't even let you in the door unless you have some amount of money. And so he went in actively willing to lose it just to get his foot in the door and just to take the first step in that process. And if you're like, Lili, I don't care what you say, I'm not willing to lose no money, I have something coming up for you in the next step. But first, your action step here is to, 1, put that emoji in the comments if you're not actively looking for a way to lose money, and 2, commit to a certain amount of money that you're gonna invest in your business. It can be $5 in a book, but when we have this hoarding and this scarcity mindset, it doesn't open us up to all the things that we're trying to pursue and gain through financial freedom. I gotta go somewhere, but number 6 is not adding value to experts in your market. So this kind of piggybacks off of number 5. If you're not willing to lose money, which you should be, even if it's just $5, then you should be adding value to those who are already doing what you want to be doing. So I made this video about 15 different side hustles you could do if you want to be a real estate investor that would not only put some cash in your pocket, but also get you connected with other investors who are already more successful than you, already doing the thing. There we go, who are already more successful than you, already doing the thing that you want to be doing. So your action step is to go watch that video, choose something, and give it a shot. And if it's not real estate investing that you're interested in, then have conversations with people who are in the thing that you want to get into and ask them how you can bring value to them, how you can take something they don't like doing off of their plate. It'll get you paid and it'll start your networking process. Another one of the homies, someone that's actually a part of that mastermind group I told you guys about, she started her investing career by working for another investor. And she basically just did any and everything he asked her to do. She managed his rentals, his tenants. She managed his paperwork when he was gonna go do a deal, like everything. And through that process, she was able to learn. The 7th way you're killing your chances of financial freedom, and the reason I'm in the car, is you're in your house too much. Specifically with real estate, like if you're investing in physical properties, you have to know something about those properties. I am not the person that's gonna tell you, you should never go to your properties, you can do this without ever going to a house. You need to learn. Now, you don't have to be a contractor, you don't have to be a real estate agent, but every single weekend there's open houses where you can go walk through properties and just start using the language and looking for the things that you should be looking for. And every property that's in the MLS is usually represented by a real estate agent who will let you see the house for free. Even if you're not planning on investing in your local market, you should be spending time physically going to properties and learning what to look for, learning to recognize certain types of damage or situations where things are just, weird floor plans, or, a property that's on the main street and is just really loud from the inside. Those are all things that are gonna help you. And to make it even easier, my brother and I developed a rehab calculator that you can use right from your phone that has prices for different common repairs already pre-built in. So you don't need to be a contractor. You don't need to know exactly how much things cost. We've taken care of estimating those things for you. All you have to do is go step by step through it. You've got your action steps. The links are in the description. You've made it to the end of this video. Now we just have to see, what are you gonna do next? Maybe you'll watch this video.